The 2025 Care event is here, bringing the Merging Tiles minigame, a new store mechanic that is more interesting than it sounds, and some very interesting upgrades for the Eco Sanctum. Let's start with the latter, which receives a Platinum and Ascended upgrade with this event. Both upgrades will drop the road requirement. The Platinum upgrade will increase the Forge Point boost a little bit to 3% in all ages, except for Space Age Titan and Space Hub where it is 4%. The population requirement is the only other change, and it increases quite a bit. You're really only able to get 2 or 3 of these upgrades for free, one from the grand prizes at 4,000 progress, one from the Eco Store, and one from the Silver League, so they'll be fairly rare. The big reason to have the Eco Nexus, though, is so that you can upgrade it to the Eco Utopia. That Ascended upgrade does 3 things of note. First, the population is increased once again, nearly 60% more than the Nexus. Second, the Forge Point production is completely removed. And third, the Forge Point boost is increased to 9 to 12%, about 3 times the boost of the Eco Nexus. This puts the Utopia at a very interesting spot where if you want it to produce more Forge Points than the Eco Nexus, you must have at least a 2,000-ish base Forge Point production in your city, more if you have higher Forge Point boosts. Also, I can't believe I'm saying this, but if you want a shot at a free Eco Utopia, enter this video's giveaway linked in the description. That's right, this video was produced in collaboration with InnoGames, and this is a hefty prize you could win. Not just the upgrade, no, the whole building. The giveaway ends in 2 weeks from when this video goes live, so be sure to enter via that link in the description. The other new buildings are fairly straightforward. The main event building focuses on defense boosts, Forge Points, guild goods, and finished goods items, while neither having nor providing population. It will provide fragments of the 2 new ascendable side buildings, the Nano Nurture Flower Tower and the Terra T Lounge. The Flower Tower gives boosts for the guild expeditions and attacking armies in the quantum incursions, alongside some goods, guild goods, and quantum goods. The Terra T Lounge is tiny, only 1x2, and focuses on defense boosts for defending armies and quantum resource boosts, with Forge Points and guild goods as well. The last major new building is the Garden of United Visions. At level 2, it provides a lot of population, army boosts, Forge Points, and most notably, 12 fragments of the upgrade for the Eco Utopia, getting you 1 kit every 83 days. It won't be too hard to get this building to that 2nd level. The way you'll eventually do that is by playing the minigame. This event brings the return of the Merging Tiles minigame. There are tiles of 3 types: red ladybugs, bluish algae, and green leaves. When you start the minigame, all of them are locked behind glass. You can then spend some workers, the minigame's currency, to spawn tiles of a random color that are not behind glass. We can then merge these tiles with the locked ones to free the locked tiles. Each color of tile has 4 levels, and you can only merge 2 tiles of the same level together, at which point the level will increase. For example, 2 level 1 tiles becomes 1 level 2 tile. Additionally, each locked tile has either the top or the bottom of a key. When you merge tiles together, the keys are merged too. A top key plus a bottom key gives you the full key, which you can convert into keys that you can then spend on reward boxes. Converting level 4 tiles gives you 6 keys, level 3 keys give 2, and level 1 and 2 tiles give only 1 key. You can get progress towards the grand prizes by merging with locked tiles and by spending your keys on the reward boxes. Eventually, you'll reach a point where you either can't clear the board further or don't want to. You can refresh the board for a small fee of workers, starting for free, then 40, and then it doubles from there. If you manage to clear the entire board on locked tiles, you get to move to the next board for free and receive one of the board completion rewards, which can be pretty good. We'll get into strategies later, but I would recommend not fully clearing every single board. You don't have enough event currency for that, and it's an easy mistake to make in this event. It's also really easy to miss some free rewards from the World Challenge. When the event starts, there are 2 buttons, the one for the normal event as you're used to, and the second one to the right with a cockatoo. That bird opens the World Challenge screen where every 15 tiles you unlock in the minigame, you can complete a task and receive a reward of some Eco tokens. You can also see the progress of other players on your world towards increasing the level of the World Challenge. It's a measure of how many tiles everyone on your world has unlocked, and each time your world reaches the next level, you get a reward of some Eco tokens. However, you only get this reward if you've completed the same number of tasks. If your world reaches level 5, you must also have completed 5 tasks to claim those tokens. There are a total of 75 levels, and as they progress, you get more tokens from both level and task rewards. Pro tip, to get back to the main event window from the World Challenge window, just click the Unlock Pieces button. One notable absence in the World Challenge, if you played this event last year, is the tree planting mechanic. In the 2024 Care event, every level of the World Challenge added to the total of trees that would be planted via their partner. Over 200,000 trees were planted, and in my opinion, it was a nice inclusion to the game. I'm sad to see it go. Regardless, as you're unlocking tiles, you'll notice a pop-up window saying the World Challenge task is completed and a red exclamation mark that appears on the World Challenge window. Immediately go to the World Challenge and claim the task reward. The progress does not stack, so any tiles you unlock after completing a task will not count towards the next task. To maximize your eco tokens, you must claim your task rewards as soon as they are available. The eco tokens you claim can be spent in the Eco Store, a new addition to this event. Here you can buy certain rewards using those tokens. You're likely looking at over 3,000 tokens available for free if your world reaches level 75. You won't be able to buy everything in the shop, so you'll have to choose what you want to get. There are quite a few options available. Here's the full list, and of course this will be pinned on Discord and posted over on my website. Links to both are in the description. Generally, I would recommend aiming for the Garden of United Visions. Its level 1 and upgrade will cost a combined 2,000 coins, which does eat up a lot of your supply. It's well worth the investment even if you don't really care about the Eco-Utopia upgrades, as it provides significant population army boosts and forge points. And of course, if you do care about the Eco-Utopia upgrades, it's that much more powerful. The other two recommendations I have are the Eco Nexus Selection Kit and the Fragments of the Eternal Market Selection Kit. The Nexus kit is quite rare, as you will only get maybe 3 kits for free, including this one, so if you want it, it's good to grab it where you can. The Eternal Market fragments are self-explanatory. You will need them to collect a full 1,000 fragments for the kit during this event. If you've bought all of my recommendations, you'll have a good couple hundred coins remaining to buy whichever prizes catch your eye. Or if you don't want my recommendations, feel free to pursue some of the other rewards. The Eco Store will be available for 7 days after the event ends, so don't worry about spending all your tokens as soon as you get them. If you aren't sure if you'll have enough for certain rewards, just wait until the end of the event to see how many tokens you've managed to gain. Pro tip, if you want to buy multiple of an item, you can just type the amount you want in the box and the quantity will update. As you play the event and slowly build up your eco tokens, you'll also encounter the mini challenges. This event has a total of 19 of these short quest lines, each having 4 quests and lasting 24 hours. The quests are relatively straightforward. The event components consist of unlocking tiles in the minigame. As the event goes on, you will need to unlock more tiles per challenge, up to 45. This won't really be an issue though. The strategy I recommend for this event should give you around 55 tiles per day on average. It just means that you'll have to be ready to collect the rewards from the mini challenges as soon as the quests are done, so all of your tiles unlocked count towards a quest that needs them. For the non-minigame components of the quests, be prepared to do some productions and goods productions, including in current or previous age buildings. You will also need to be able to recruit previous age units. As always, I'll be posting the quest lines for the mini challenges over on my website at ubernerd14.com/mini/care25 when they start over on the Japan server, which is around 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll have it linked in the description. As rewards for completing the mini challenges, you'll receive some boosters. You will get 4 cell multipliers from each challenge, as well as a cell divider or rainbow essence if you complete the whole thing. This gives you a fair amount of the multipliers with limited amounts of the other boosters. Of course, you might be wondering how these boosters work. The cell multiplier is similar to the spawn button, except that it's free. It spawns 1 unlocked tile on the board. This tile can be any color, including colorless tiles, which we'll talk more about in a bit, and you will only get level 1 or 2 tiles. This one is useful when you didn't happen to spawn a lot of lower level tiles on your board, or when you just want to spawn some tiles without spending workers. I tend to count these as 20 workers each, as that's the cost of a normal spawn. The cell divider, on the other hand, is extremely useful for breaking down large pieces into smaller ones. It splits 1 tile into 2 tiles of 1 level lower. The useful thing about this is keys will also carry over, so a level 3 tile with a key will become 2 level 2 tiles with keys. The divider is great to maximize a certain color of key or to clear out more of a certain color on the board. The last booster, the Rainbow Essence, actually removes colors from the board. It turns all the tiles of a desired color colorless. This means that those tiles can now be merged with any other color. Do be aware though, you cannot convert colorless keys. Just like the divider, this booster is very useful for gaining more of a certain color of key. Just zap one of the other colors and merge with it. It is also useful for clearing boards fully of locked tiles, as it can make merging with tiles a little easier when you only have 2 colors to worry about. Now, finally, let's take a look at some strategies. First up is how to play the minigame. There's a lot to look at, so it may seem a little overwhelming, but once you get used to it, it's not too bad. First, choose how many tiles you want to spawn. I'd recommend about 7 per board on average. That's a decent balance between getting lots of progress and spending workers. Once you've spawned as many tiles as you want, choose a single color to focus on. Then, starting with the level 1 tiles, start merging them together. There's a couple of rules that you want to follow with this. Make merges with all the level 1 tiles and only then move on to the level 2 tiles. This will keep you a little bit more organized and means that you get the most merges and therefore progress and world challenge points as possible. Try to merge your unlocked tiles only with locked tiles. Remember that only locked tiles give progress and count towards the world challenge, so try to avoid merging 2 unlocked tiles. Try to merge tiles so that you can create keys. For example, if you have these tiles on the board and you want to get a full key out of them, merge with a level 1 tile that has a key bottom, then merge with that level 2 tile to have a level 3 tile with a full key. Whenever possible, do not merge 2 tiles with full keys together unless it's your only option. Instead, merge each with a locked or unlocked tile to level them further. When you reach the level 4 tiles, clear out any remaining locked level 4 tiles to gain the extra progress and world challenge points. Once you can't make any more merges, convert all the tiles with keys and move on to the next color. Continue this process until you can no longer merge tiles on the board, and then you're free to reset and start a new board. Don't worry too much if the minigame seems a little tricky at first. Once you get playing it more rather than watching a video, it will make more sense. The good news is that you'll probably be playing a lot of boards. You should get around 11,200-ish workers in this event to spend spawning tiles or resetting boards, and that total does include the cell multipliers. The question becomes what you want from this event. For most, the answer is going to be more progress for the grand prizes and leagues, more tiles unlocked for the world challenge, and more keys for the reward boxes. The best part is that all those goals have the same solution. What you want to do is spend a more or less consistent amount of workers per day. Since the board reset costs get exponentially more expensive when playing more boards each day, you want to avoid saving up workers and spending them all on one day of the event. Instead, you want to spread those workers across the entire event so you can play more boards while spending less on those reset costs. My recommendation in this event is to play about 3 boards each day, spawning 7 tiles on each board. Other than the first time where there's the tutorial, you'll have to use the free reset to get a fresh board, spawn your 7 tiles, and free as many locked tiles as possible, then use the 40 worker reset and again those 7 spawns, and lastly the 80 worker reset and those same 7 spawns. Don't purchase the 160 worker reset. For you to be able to spawn enough tiles, do know that I'm including the cell multipliers in the energy you have available. You'll need to use some of those every so often instead of your workers on the boards. I'd recommend doing so when you need some more low-level spawns to unlock more tiles, as you're guaranteed a level 1 or 2 piece when using those boosters. Remember to always claim your World Challenge rewards as soon as that window pops up. You want to get as many of those eco tokens as you can if you want to maximize your rewards from the shop. As per the keys, how do you spend those? There's really 2 routes I'd choose between here: daily specials or progress. If you want to target a specific daily special, and I think there may be a certain one that's a little bit popular, save all of your keys up for that specific day and spend them all on the cheapest chests. In other words, the one at the top of the list. While the individual chance to win a daily special is smaller, the daily specials you win per key are much higher than the more expensive chests. This will result in you having less progress overall, but I'd estimate you being able to walk away with around 30-ish daily specials. Of course, it will depend a bit on when the daily special you want to get appears. This is the list of daily specials that were available on beta. I have a feeling that a lot of folks will want to target the Eco Hub's kits, but I would highly recommend not spending keys on the silver or gold upgrades for the Eco Hub. Only focus on the normal selection kits and the Epic 2025 Care Kit. The Eco Hubs produce fragments of their own silver and gold upgrades, meaning you can get more Eco Sanctums from this event if you just get the level 7 versions and have a little patience. As usual, you can get notified about the next day's daily special on my Discord server as soon as a community member updates the fan wiki. On the other hand, you can forgo some daily specials and just focus on progress in the grand prizes instead with your keys. To maximize progress, you'll want to buy the most expensive chests as they give more progress per key. Or at least that's the simple version. If you really want truly the most optimized way of opening chests for progress, you want to use the following priority shared by Alatrion on my Discord server during the anniversary event. First, the 18 key gold chest, then the 15 key gold chest, then the 3 key bronze chest, and lastly the 12 key silver chest. Whenever you can, you want to open the highest chest on this list, and you should average over 1.44 progress per key. It is a little bit more complicated than just the most expensive chest, but the slight edge it gives you might be worthwhile. You'll also want to take advantage of the fact that the first reward box you open each day gives you double progress and double rewards. This means you also want to open the 18 key box first each day, as you will get a whopping 54 progress for doing so. Over the course of the event, that is an extra 567 progress. To make sure you have the 18 key chest available for the reset, simply open more chests each day until that one shows up. At midnight, it will be available as the doubled progress chest. This will heavily eat into your potential daily special haul though, likely anywhere from 20 to 30% fewer daily specials of the ones you actually want, as you have to spend keys opening chests every day. Whether you choose to go for progress or daily specials, however, be aware. You want to try to balance your keys. If you start running low on one color or have too much of another, try to choose reward chests that can help balance your stock of keys. Otherwise, you can easily run into situations where you have a lot of keys that you cannot spend because you only have 2 green keys and can't open anything. You may also be in a situation where none of the main prizes in this event appeal to you and you would prefer to get the board clear rewards. There are definitely some good options there, especially for diamond farms via the wishing wells. You won't necessarily be able to play the event daily, but look to clear boards that have a lot of level 4 tiles and few lower level ones. Those are the cheapest to clear. With any luck, you could be clearing 12 to 15 boards and can reap those respective rewards. This route does give up on any of the new Eco Sanctum upgrades, and I doubt you'd be able to get much out of the Eco Store either. That's it for most players, but let's say you want to spend some diamonds or money on the event. What can you get for that? I'm going to assume that if you're spending, it's going to be for Eco Hub related things. Let's start with the Platinum upgrades. Besides the 3 you can potentially get for free from the grand prizes, Eco Shop, and the Silver League, these upgrades are extremely limited. There are an additional 2 available from the Silver Event Pass, which costs 15 USD, but beyond that, the only source is the normal grand prizes. There's one at 10,000 progress, 14,500 progress, and then beyond that, there's one every 4,250 progress. And progress in this event gets expensive, as do the costs of those upgrades. The same story can be told with the normal Eco Sanctums, except in this case your focus will be on keys and daily specials rather than progress. Remember that you don't need to get the silver or gold upgrades in this event. The level 7 Eco Hubs produce them on their own. Choosing the optimal box is the cheapest. For maximizing daily specials, it will take around 62.5 keys per daily special, or about 440 keys for level 7 Eco Hub. Remember to spread out your spending across multiple boards and days to get as many keys as possible. By my estimate, you're looking at getting close to 13,000 to 14,000 diamonds per Eco Hub if you're going to be buying large quantities of them. And when I say large quantities, I mean clearing multiple boards per day to be able to get more daily specials. Based on that price, I wouldn't say going for a bunch of Ecos here is a strategy I would recommend. If your goal was to walk away from this event with a city of Eco Sanctums, I just don't think that's going to happen unless you are willing to spend an obscene amount. That wraps it up for the information you need to know though. I think this event should be pretty straightforward, just a lot of new things and some interesting buildings in this one. Good luck in the event, and as always, I'll see you all next time.